LA Times target GOP over gas stoves. They say using power to fan the flames of cultural war. Now, this is crazy. Mind you, these are the same people that used to say no one wanted to take the gas stoves and this is all made up. And but yet we got states that's doing this, that's taking away the gas stoves. I keep telling people the Democrat Party is the party that is taking away all of your freedoms. I'm not caping for Republicans. There are some rhino Republicans out there in politics as well that's just as bad as the Democrats. At least the Democrats, they tell you they're not hiding exactly what's going on. Whereas some of the rhinos, they're hiding their true feelings, like Utah Senator, what's his name, Romney and people of his ilk. But before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, share this out so we can get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. Also, check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for news. All right, let's talk about this news. The Los Angeles Times criticized Republican lawmakers who are in favor of protecting gas stoves by being banned, from being banned, for trying to, quote, fan the flames of cultural war. No, you are the ones that are doing the cultural war. We are trying to protect our traditions while y'all are trying to destroy our traditions. We are protecting them, not fanning flames. You are the ones that's going in, changing our entire way of life. I mean, these last 3 years under Biden has been historically terrible for anyone that's it has any type of conservatism, and we can't ignore that. But in the opinion article, the editorial board argues GOP lawmakers could be using their time and resources to tackle issues related to gun violence, voting, and the environment, of course. But the opinion piece came in response to the House passing the Gas Stove Protection and Freedom Act in a 248-180 vote last week. I think I did a report on that. Quote, of all the urgent problems House Republicans could be tackling, gun violence, voting rights, climate change, they are using some of their power to fan the flames of a cultural war, the LA Times wrote. Now, the editorial board for the LA Times continued to argue that, quote, Gas Stove Protection and Freedom Act and the Save Our Gas Stove Act were no more than political theater. Rep. Kelly Armstrong, the sponsor of the bill, wrote on Twitter he felt, quote, Americans should decide if gas stoves are right for their families. Rather than being told what to do by the government, I'm glad to see this common sense bill to rein in the admin pass. Yes, and that now it's coming back to me. Yes, I did do a video on this, so y'all can check it out. You can search the video where I covered this story already. But the editorial board for the LA Times pointed out, quote, the measures taken by Republican lawmakers show how they keep trying to cling to the past while the world is, quote, slowly but surely making the move to all electric. According to the bill, quote, no federal funds may be used by the Consumer Product Safety Commission to regulate a gas stove as a banned hazardous product. Additionally, the bill prohibits the CPSC from using federal money to, quote, enforce any consumer product safety standard or rule on gas stoves, which would lead to the unsafe removal of them. The opinion article continues to argue the legislation that was passed points to a, quote, non-existent problem because the government is not going to confiscate people's gas stoves, adding these types of bills only to seek to, quote, hamper regulators from doing their job to set, quote, standards to keep Americans safe. I mean, this is just ridiculous. We knows what happens from laws like this. That's exactly why they push these type of laws, and then they can put in more stringent laws. That's why we are against any type of gun control, because we know once they get the gun control stuff in place, they're going to come in and confiscate our guns. The same thing can be said for gas stoves. They want to put these regulations in place, and then the next logical step will be to come in and take out people's gas stoves. That's what government do. And that's what they always have done. That's why our Constitution puts restrictions on our government, so stuff like this won't happen. But meanwhile, New York made history at the end of April when they became the first state to pass a law which would ban natural gas and other fossil fuel hookups in future homes and apartments, according to the Washington Post. And I mean, it's just all ridiculous nonsense. Of course, the LA Times is going to cape and say like this is not a big deal. We do need to get rid of the gas stoves. These people are ridiculous. They need to be stopped. And I'm glad that someone is actually putting forth legislation to try to put an end to this nonsense. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out jjthepsychotherapist.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.